I'm John K. Miles and I'm a composer who's been working with the inspirational youth music organisation B Sharp. Over the past 5 years, we've collaborated on several composition and performance projects, and commissioned by the Lighthouse in Poole, On Golden Cap has been our most ambitious collaboration to date. The catalyst and starting point for the piece was a songwriting project with local young people from Lyme Regis and the surrounding areas called Here Here. The resulting songs painted a broad picture of what it was like for young people to live in Lyme. I wrote the score on Golden Cap in direct response to this project. Once the piece was written, 180 young people from West Dorset and East Devon gave an outstanding performance of the piece.
How did you become involved with the Coastal Voices project?
Well, we'd been doing the original John K. Miles project when we had Billy Bragg come in and write the original songs that eventually went into making the main piece.
A very famous singer-songwriter came in called Billy Bragg, who lives locally, and he came in to really get us kick-started with the lyric writing. That's what we asked him to do, to sort of set the bar for writing meaningful lyrics.
So if you want to reach a lot of people, rather than writing a bland song that doesn't really touch on any emotions, if you can really dig out something that's very personal to you, you have a much greater effect of when you stand up and say it, resonating with your peers, with people who've had that similar experience to you, which are often people of your same age group.
What we did was I brought in some starting points. One of the starting points is actually in the final piece, which goes just as a very simple melodic phrase. A bit different, and then what I did was took a few little musical elements from it. I took lots of the lyrics and bound it into a narrative, long-form classical piece, which was 17 minutes 45 seconds long.
He was really talented in the way that he could take the best aspects of each song and then keep the character of the song. Especially there was a song which had the shine 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 bit in it, and that still, the spirit of the song still came across in the main piece.
Yeah, so I made it into a narrative, and it was about moving from east to west. Being a Londoner originally, that's how I saw it, and it's also going into the sun, and to me it represented escaping to freedom, I suppose. But then we get to Lyme Regis, and then it's not all freedom. There's some dark bits as well. There's some light bits. There's some inspiring bits and some depressing bits even. But ultimately, throughout this day in Lyme Regis, during the music, the environment is the thing that the music escapes to, and we ascend Golden Cap, which is I think it's the highest point in southern England. And then we went back and we started rehearsing that piece, and it's a completely different process. It wasn't as participatory. We went and literally rehearsed it with an established choir at Colliston Grammar School.
We got a taster session from John.
He came in
very
and
good.
had some amazing music, really quite inspiring, and everyone really enjoyed it. So we, went away quite really excited about
being
what was
part
to come.
of it.
Yeah,
it's a fusion piece, but it has a lot of those things that you have in classical music, where you have to learn lots of parts, and there are lots of parts happening underneath your part. And for some people, that was a completely new experience, and I hope people enjoyed that.
Well, Fran came in with John to do a project with Year 9 and back in the autumn term last year, and whilst she was there she talked about this Coastal Voices project, and asked whether they'd be interested in getting involved, and of course we said yes.
We had an open access choir based at Woodruff School. Some of those people had been involved with the school choir, some hadn't. Some were completely new to the concept of singing in different parts in a choir. My approach to singing is to try and have a really good time. So in the warm-ups, I do lots of try and do lots of fun things. I mean, that break the ice, that you can't possibly look cool doing, and it just helps everybody feel relaxed, and a feeling of cohesion.
This way, so we're going to go.
Yeah, we did 2 performances of the piece. We did a performance at Poole, at a great concert hall called the Lighthouse, and I think it was great for the project to do their first performance there, because it had a real, I think the thing is about concert halls, they're designed for everybody to look at you, to hear you, and to the whole attention and the whole energy is directed to the people on stage, and the acoustics are designed in such a way that voices carry to the rooftops. It felt like this was the moment we'd practiced, we worked really hard. This was the end of a long process. It was great leading up to the rehearsals, leading up to the concert, but the actual concert was another lift, and we were helped by the acoustics and helped by the fantastic sound team at Lighthouse, but actually I think the young people actually lifted themselves too. They really rose to the occasion.
How was your performance at Poole?
It was really good, actually. You were nervous, but I didn't find it scary. I found it good that I could perform in front of other people and they could see what other people can do.
That one was...
It was phenomenal.
Goosebumps.
Yeah. Walking into it, you were just sort of like, blimey. This is really big.
Yeah, it made you think how much work had gone into it, and that it really was a big deal, and it was something to feel proud of.
Really good fun. Even though we've been part of the choir for a bit, or I have, we've never had an audience or been in somewhere like a big concert hall like that, and it was brilliant to be part of
working with
something.
other people as well, and it was quite so diverse, all the other things as well. It was really,
with other schools as well, which was great, which was good.
In Poole, brilliant, apart from the fact that I can't do the body percussion.
I thought the warm-ups were great.
Yeah, we had in Poole we had an amazing lady, Lindsay, who came in and did a warm-up, which was fantastic, because she's a professional soprano. To do justice to the great work that was going on vocally, we hired a professional band, and we got some great players from some crossover players, because the piece is based in groove and also classical form. They've played with lots of different well-known people at the top of their game, and it was just great. I think it was great for everybody to enjoy their playing, and it really helped us relax on the singing, because we knew they'd be there playing in time and in tune. What more could you ask for?
Do you think your confidence improved over this project?
After having to sing a solo in front of a fair few people, where I was in a big nervous state, and after doing it I felt brilliant, so yeah, definitely.
It was really sort of not scary, but especially for me, because I'm the only one that came from Max Valley. I was sort of going from my school into this whole new school with all new people that I've never really met before, and working on something that none of us knew what was sort of going to come of it. But yeah, it's turned out really great. I loved doing the rehearsals.
It was an amazing occasion, actually, the final rehearsal. We had Neville Marriner, Howard Moody, and then we had an open access choir, we had experienced singers, we had less experienced singers, we had a professional band, and it was a great collection of people to have under one roof. And I think that really got us in the mood for the concert in Poole.
And so far with this, what's the best bit for you? What's the highlight of doing this project?
Probably the Woodruff practice, because that was great when we first came together, all of us, so we could see all the different parts, because we'd just been practicing in our own school, and it was just our parts. It was really good to hear all the other singers as well.
Yeah. I think singing a new song that no one else has sang before, and it's been written for you sort of thing, you feel sort of an individual as part of a whole.
What's the biggest thing you've learned so far, I think?
Not to be scared in singing in front of people.
Good answer. Yeah.
And to get on with other schools as well.
You're the best singer that you can be.
As a teacher, do you think there's many other opportunities like this around in school for external people to come in and do work?
Well, as a result of B-Sharp, there have been.
No. I mean, in Dorset especially, it's
and
just
Devon.
in England maybe. Like, just you've got to. It's just how open and friendly. It's like a massive
B-Sharp
tight knit.
is great.
And the opportunity to do this and invite more people in is just kind of expanding it and making it all the more accessible and open to more people, and it's just a really great opportunity. So
Yeah, it is.
very grateful to be part of it.
How do you enjoy it?
I mean, I'd be happy doing it in my free time at home, but a project that would get a group of us from school again would be great.
It's that whole sort of unity thing that gives you a lot more confidence in yourself and other people.
We didn't really think of Woodruff or the primary schools as having choirs and that we could bring together to create one big choir beforehand.
When you bring those things, I think I've learned that when you bring all these people together, you get something that's quite amazing, really. And it's to be something you can be something, just a little cog in the wheel of something really big, which is great. Shine, that's us.
The second performance was at Weymouth, and that was actually for the opening of the Olympics.
Your best shot. This is what it's all been converging towards. We got 20 minutes to show all that work, and it's going to be full of energy, absolute full attention. You know what to do. You've done it before, and I'll see you there. I'll see you on stage. Fantastic. Well done.
It was a different experience to the first performance in Poole. In that it was the opposite. There was a sort of massive focus in Poole, in an internal focus, and then suddenly we were at Weymouth and we had all this. We had the sea next to us, and we had all the space and all the sky you can imagine. People involved with these kinds of projects do get something out of it. I mean, I think not everybody who is involved with music projects, people aren't all going to become professional musicians. Why and why should they? but I think the sort of transferable experience of being involved in a creative process that can be applied to anything, from science to the arts, to just living your life in a creative way. It's building confidence in performance and people exceeding their own expectations of what they can do in front of other people.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much.
I give you John K. Miles and the singers of East Devon, Lyme Regis and B Sharp who present On Golden Cap.
Sing from me. I'm Elspeth McBain, Chief Executive of Lighthouse Poole. Coastal Voices has been one of the largest participatory projects that Lighthouse has delivered, and I'm utterly delighted with the outcomes it has achieved. B Sharp have produced the most amazing and inspiring performances that was as much about the process and working with very talented musicians such as John K. Miles and Billy Bragg as it was about the performances. And all the participants, including me, will never ever forget it. The project took 2 years to plan, with many partners coming together to get it to fruition, and the outcomes have totally exceeded all of our expectations. The legacy of singing needs to continue, stronger, better, to inspire a new generation